just from what I've seen from the games that I've watched this year, my guess would be that Nick Sirianni, that offense, is going to try to put some pressure on the 49ers edge rushers to cover the read option. They're going to get Jalen Hurts out there. They're going to want to get Swift moving and then make that defender, that defensive end, determine where he's going to go. Is he coming down the line of scrimmage to stop the run? If he is, Jalen Hurts, take off running. Or is he going to stay out there, try to play the middle ground, then they give the run? I think it's one of the most interesting things because it is highly important for the 49ers to stop the Philadelphia Eagles run game. If they can't get a run game going, they're an offense that you can slow down and stop. If they get the run game going, they're going to be really hard to beat.
Yeah, and somebody was, I think it might have been Collinsworth. They basically play first and 8.5 because of how effective the brotherly shove or tush push or whatever the hell you want to call it is. You're basically playing them first and 8.5. So that's going to be important too, is to not have them in 3rd and 2. But they might try to run it twice too. So keeping them 3rd and long where they have to make a pass or that kind of stuff and have either Dre or Fred spying on Jalen's going to be huge.
Well, I mean, the good thing is if you're running zone coverage, you don't really have to spy. If you're playing man coverage, you probably need a spy because, he can get out there and make some plays. But if you have your eyes in the backfield, you don't worry about it too much. Plus you can have pass rush lane integrity. I would like to see the 49ers get after him a little bit and try to put pressure on and not kind of sit back. The Buffalo Bills were willing to kind of just stay in their lanes, not allow him to run, make him beat you from the pocket. I'd like to see times when they just turn it up and get after him.
Yeah.
But I do think with Philadelphia, you're one negative play away from getting off the field. So if you can get a negative run, a loss of 2 or 3, or if you can get a sack on Jalen Hurts, I think those drives are pretty much over because I've just seen him struggle as far as getting the ball, pushing it down the field. He wants to check it down underneath. And if that happens, the 49ers can rally, make tackles. That's how you get off the field against Philadelphia.
Yep.
But it requires getting that negative play first. You had a face that you maybe are not convinced about Jalen Hurts. You think you need to spy him?
Yeah, just because when it gets down to it, like yesterday, he ran multiple times in the last half of the 4th quarter and overtime, including the game-winning quarterback draw. Where
But that was a designed run.
Right, but it was also uncovered. Like they had nobody out there. They had nobody watching him, which was bad because inside the 20, they love to run that QB draw too.
Yeah, the only reason I say that is because you're spying a quarterback, you're doing more so in the passing game. You're trying to prevent him from scrambling. If it's a design run, you're just playing team run defense. You're not spying him. You're not going to say, "Oh, Dre Greenlaw, you're going to go stop, Jalen Hurts wherever he goes in the run game." Like those are times you just define run stop and you go make a play on it. I know you don't agree, but that's literally defense 101.
No.
Because the thing about it, if you have Jalen Hurts spied by Dre Greenlaw and he runs to the right, you need all your run defenders to play it normal. You play it straight.
Be there, yeah. But
if you're playing a spy, you're putting that guy over the center, or pretty much shifting him over the center, and he's just going wherever Jalen Hurts goes. That's okay. But I'll tell you what else it does. It takes one of your defenders away from coverage. That's not something you really want to do. You want to allocate a player all the time to a running quarterback.
With Dallas Goedert out, and they really don't have a good number 3, so you basically have to cover AJ and Devontae. Like there's nobody else really in the passing game that's going to be a constant threat.
No, you're right, but the thing is like
so if that's the case, you can allow someone to be up to make sure that he doesn't break out the pocket no more.
Yeah, I mean, you still have to account for the running back out of the backfield, Gainwell, Swift.
Gainwell's a little better receiver, but Swift's not great out of the backfield, though.
You also have Quez Watkins that just came off the IR, so you're going to have a third receiver now. And yes, I know that it's not going to be consistent, but Quez Watkins has proven before that he can make plays. He's made plays against the 49ers a couple years ago. He had a deep vertical pass down the field that he had that Jaquiski Tartt actually ran him down on.
Yep. wasn't that the 90-yard play?
It was.
Or they had a 90-yard drive and got 0 points out of it because they got stuffed on 4th down?
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, I don't think the 49ers will spy Jalen Hurts early. I think it could be here and there. It could be hit and miss. But for the most part, like when he goes for those design runs, you gotta play like a normal run play. It's like playing against a single wing type offense. You just got to go up there and load up with your guys and try to stop it. Now, let's talk about the use of a spy, because a lot of people have been talking about this. I was on with Mark Adams on the PSF app, and he was getting a lot of questions about it as well. What are your thoughts on the use of a spy? I even had a little bit of a disagreement with Jay Hill about this on the Andy Hill show because he thinks they need to spy Jalen Hurts the entire game. What is your thoughts on the use of the spy? Would you spy Jalen Hurts?
I think if you spy someone the entire game, they're going to get used to the look and torch you. But yes, I do think they need to mix it in. I would mix in a spy. I would mix up who does it between Gibson, between Brown, between Greenlaw, between Warner. But no, you don't spy him every play.
Yeah, that was my exact thought. And one thing Jay Hill said is, well, but look at the Buffalo Bills game. Look at the overtime. Jalen Hurts ran the ball at the end of the game and won. If they had a spy, they would have stopped it. And I kept saying to him, and I don't think that, we really, he got what I was saying, but he thinks that a spy would stop that. I said, design run plays from a quarterback, it takes the entire defense to stop. It's more like a single
it's not really
wing.
A spy's responsibility.
Right. A spy could take you out of a play. And every time you allocate a resource to a player, you lose somewhere else. So if you've got Fred Warner spying on a situation with Jalen Hurts, that leaves an area of the zone open potentially that they can attack. If they get used to it. That's why I like what you were saying about using multiple players to do it.
You could even use your nickel to do it.
You could. Another couple of players you could use is Bosa and Chase Young, right? I mean, you could drop them off. We've seen zone blitzes coming from the 49ers before. That could throw them off as well. And both, especially Chase, is athletic enough possibility. And speaking of athletic guys, before I forget, Robert Beal Jr. got activated. Were you surprised Robert Beal Jr. got activated?
A little bit.
Yeah. You're talking about a 6'4 guy, 6'5 guy that can run a 4.4 40. Now there's the spy for you. There you go, right? I don't think we're going to see him in the active rotation anytime soon. Yeah, there you go, Horst. Loving it, man. Full episodes of the Ant Hill Show are available over on Patreon. 49ers Cutback on Patreon. Thanks for watching.